Hi, and welcome to Lunch with Lisa, Weekend Treats Edition. Today, I'm going to show you how to make Brookies, and I'm going to make them a little bit healthier. It's Lunch with Lisa. Hi, I'm Lisa, and I've made it my mission to bring you treats and snacks every Saturday, all with a little healthy twist just to make them a little bit easier to fit them into your goals. I mean, that's what I've been trying to do. For my sanity and yours, let's have some treats. Brookies are these amazing snacks that combine brownies with cookies into one delicious brookie. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready to eat some brookies, so let's get started. For this recipe, you're going to need some butter, salted or unsalted, sugar, coconut sugar, or a sweetener like this Swerve, or this awesome baking sugar alternative by King Arthur, light brown sugar or this Swerve brown sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, all-purpose flour, almond flour, gluten-free flour, or oat flour, whichever you choose, some baking soda and some baking powder, some salt. I'm using some kosher salt. You could use sea salt, some semi-sweet chocolate chips, cocoa powder, or this black cocoa powder, and anything you'd like to add to the brownie part, like nuts, more chocolate chips, that kind of thing. You're also going to need a tabletop mixer or a handheld mixer like this one, and definitely a few bowls. You're also going to need an 8x8 or a 9x9 pan. And that's it. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So first I'm going to make my cookie layer, which includes 1.5 cups of flour. I'm using this gluten-free flour, but go ahead and use whatever flour you have on hand. Then I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to whisk it all together and set it aside. In another bowl, I'm going to mix together all my wet ingredients. Then I'm going to get 1/2 cup of salted butter, 1/2 cup of Swerve sugar, 1/2 cup of Swerve brown sugar, and cream those together. And I'm scraping down the sides as I go. And then to this butter and sugar mixture, I'm going to add 1 large egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Then I'm going to mix that together until it's well incorporated. Next, I'm going to dump 1/2 of my flour into my wet ingredients and then use my mixer to mix it together. And then I'm going to add the rest of my flour. I'm going to mix as much as I can with my mixer and watch it go all over my floor. Once it gets too hard for the mixer, I'm going to get out my spatula and scrape down the sides. Then I'm going to fold in my chocolate chips. Then I'm just going to dig in with my hands. Much easier to mix with the hands. Make sure your hands are clean. And then I'm going to grease my 9x9 or 8x8 pan and squish the cookie dough a little at a time down into my bottom. I've seen other recipes that have you put the brownie on the bottom and the cookie dough on top, so you could try it either way. Get a new bowl to mix our dry ingredients for our brownies. I'm going to start with 1/3 cup of flour. I'm using that gluten-free flour again. And then I'm adding 2 tablespoons of my cocoa powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then I'm just going to whisk that all together. Next, I'm going to melt my chocolate. I'm going to take 1/4 cup of butter and 3/4 cup semi-sweet chocolate chips and whatever is left in the bag. I'm just going to melt that in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time. Or you could melt it over low heat until smooth and glossy. Then in a large bowl, I'm going to beat my eggs for 30 to 60 seconds until they're pale and thick. Then I'm going to add 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm going to use my Swerve here and beat that with the eggs for an additional 30 to 60 seconds until dissolved. Then I'm going to add my melted chocolate to my butter mixture and add in the vanilla and stir on a low speed until smooth. Then I'm going to add in my dry ingredients and mix on low until there are no more lumps. Then I'm going to stir in my 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and I'm going to add in my nuts. Then I'm going to pour the brownie batter over my cookie layer and spread it out evenly. And then I'm just going to top with a little more chocolate chips and sprinkle on some nuts. We're going to put this in a 350 degree oven for 25 to 35 minutes. The center should still be jiggly and the top should be set. All right, the brookie has been cooked. I left it in there for the full 35 minutes. And I let it cool for a few hours. So now I'm just going to cut it into squares and we'll taste it. Look at that brookie. It stays nice and squishy in the center. I cannot wait to taste this. Oh my God. Died, gone to heaven. I am loving this combo, but it is so sweet. It is so rich. You're only gonna need to eat one of these. Woo! Oh my goodness. This would be perfect to take to a party, to take to your holiday dinners. Oh, I love the nuts in this. Nice addition to add the pecans. Can't go wrong with a cookie and a brownie. You'll have to try this. If you like what you see and you want to help support me, there are 3 ways you can do it. Follow the link to my Amazon store and just go shopping on Amazon. Buy anything you want in the next 24 hours and I'll receive a small commission. Or you can buy me a coffee at coffee.com/lunchwithlisa. Or you can become a patron like all these lovely people. Thank you. Patreon.com/lunchwithlisa. And it's always free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. It's Lunch with Lisa. I want another one so bad, but it's so rich. Look at this. Look at this.